Hey, welcome to NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA.
Hey, we're right here at NASA Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And behind us is the Space Shuttle Endeavour.
And we found out everything we needed to know about the launch right on the NASA website at www.nasa.gov.
Hey, I want to congratulate you on a job well done in organizing this mission as opposed to your debacle the last time we were here.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, in fact, on today's show, we're going to be talking all about STS-118, its primary objectives to the International Space Station, and also, this is going to be the first educator in space, Barbara Morgan.
Which is great. And we're also going to interview some NASA Edge fans and get an exclusive look at the NASA Edge shuttle dog at the very first NASA Edge tailgating party.
That's an external tank.
That's the whole shuttle being cooked.
Out of this world.
Oh, I can't wait to taste those.
Yeah, very tasty.
In fact, let's go check out the shuttle.
Okay, let's do
Hey,
that.
you're watching NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA.
Come on, let's go.
Think they'll let us go inside the gate there?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, that's good. We're looking at T-minus 153 and 38 seconds. We're preparing the shuttle dogs.
Look at this. That's an external tank.
We have go for fuel up.
What I want to do is, if you took a skewer, okay, this is your job. I want those weenie dogs. He doesn't like weenie dogs, so we're going to use weenie dogs there. What I want to do is I want to build a spacecraft around this that flies. And it flies onto the grill.
Where's the dog part?
The dog is next. We design him next. This one's all veggie.
That's the whole shuttle being cooked. Don't assemble, it's already assembled.
This is a combination vegetable and meat. These antennas up here on the cabin retract because then the crew aren't talking to you anymore. And these three engines gimbal, rock forward and back. The SRB's light. 1.73 minutes later, I want you to deploy from this side of the grill to that side as they fall away.
What we're looking at now, I know that the initial viewing would probably make most people a little concerned about heart health and everything else, but these are the fat-free SRBs. This is a fat-free external tank. We're using the fat-free or the light American cheese and the wheat buns to orbiter.
There you go.
And we need these chips, I can't say the brand name because that would be inappropriate, but I will tell you that they're on the lower side of trouble.
Okay.
There it is, the number one
official
NASA Edge shuttle dog. You can choose to eat the blast trail or not.
Filming the eating.
This is our first shuttle dog, although this is not its best aesthetic state right now.
Out of this world.
Bam! Huh. Well, that's funny. Hey, Chris! It's not working. It's not working! We got a delay. Something's not right.
Outsider. Let me explain to him why we have a hold on the countdown.
You know, there's some kind of electronical problem because I'm looking at my watch and this is frozen, so there must be some kind of delay or...
No, there's no delay. What happens is for every launch, there are scheduled holdbacks. There's one at T-minus 27 hours, one at T-minus 19 hours, and then the last one is at T-minus 11 hours. And what they do during this holdback, which is scheduled, is that it allows the launch team to complete any unfinished business.
Oh, so essentially what you're saying is at actual 11 hours before the actual launch, that clock will resume, and we'll be back on schedule.
Absolutely.
And then I can synchronize the watch, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, provided that your batteries are working.
Oh, yeah. I gotta... Well, that might... Yeah, okay.
But we need to take off because we're actually going to see the rollout of the RSS, or the rotating service structure.
Are there any scheduled holds there?
No, we're just going to go check it out. Let's go.
All right. Well, let's go.
Cool.
Hold that. Here at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex with the NASA Edge fan from MySpace. Let's ask her a few questions. So, Sarah, how did you become a NASA Edge fan?
I saw a posting in one of my groups, the Space Shuttle group.
And you just thought it was so intriguing.
Yeah, well, I visited your page and went to the link and the iTunes and watched your episodes.
Excellent. Well, thanks for being a fan.
Absolutely.
And we just need a couple favors. I have a few questions about Space Shuttle launches, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
Okay. You obviously are a veteran of
Yes.
Space Shuttle launches. Could you give me any insight into what to expect or how to prepare for such a momentous occasion?
Well, one of the big clues is you're going to see it before you hear it.
Okay.
They're going to start the engines and you're going to see the puff of steam and everything, and then you're going to hear it moments later. Another thing is you can see the ripples along the water.
From the sound waves?
Yes.
And you know that cloud of, I don't know what it is. It looks like smoke, but it's not. It's
steam.
It's steam. Why do they have that?
They rush water through when they fire the engines for sound suppression.
Sound suppression. Okay, so that's not from the rockets. That's
No.
something totally different. And why would they need to suppress the sound? I mean, we're far enough away so that we can hear it without ear damage.
It's so that they don't break up the launch complex.
So the sound would actually damage the SSS
Yes.
or the RSS,
Yes.
right? Okay, do you know what those stand for?
No.
Okay, do you want to take a guess about what the RSS or the FSS would be?
I don't know. Space Camp Barbie, do you want to take that one?
Whoa, who's Space Camp Barbie?
She is my buddy. She went with me to Space Academy
I like
last
her.
weekend.
She's my height. So, anyway, I can answer this one. I can tell
Okay.
you what the FSS is,
Please
and
do.
you and Space Camp Barbie. The FSS is the fixed service structure, and the RSS is the rotating. Oh, very good.
I
Service
did know.
structure. No further questions. We're here at T-minus 29 and 24 seconds. And the excitement here, you can just feel it. I can tell you, I know now why you guys were upset with me. No one was here before, everyone's here now.
Hey, less than 30 minutes, the energy level is coming up, it's increasing, everyone's getting excited, we're all ready to go.
Now, there are lots of questions I have. We've talked about how we prepare, how the shuttle gets ready for launch, but what we don't know, or what I don't know, and what lots of people would like to know, is what is this shuttle mission's objectives, STS-118?
Well, the primary objective, of course, is that Endeavour will rendezvous and dock with the International Space Station.
Excellent.
And in fact, as it docks, it's going to have supplies on board the shuttle that's going to transfer over to station. And they're also going to take some of the trash back that's on station.
Very important. Nice.
And also, too, is they're going to add another truss segment to the station. As you know, we're building that space station, and we want to have it completed by 2010.
Expandability.
So we're adding another truss segment, and also we're adding another external stowage platform to the station. Stowage.
Yes.
And you can store items, supplies, tools.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Storage
absolutely.
space, yes.
And for the first time, we're going to have a new power transfer system from station to shuttle. And in fact, if this works, then the shuttle can actually use the power from the station. Thereby, we can extend the mission for the shuttle.
Okay, so what you're saying is with that new system,
Right.
just like when I work on the plane with my laptop,
Right.
I have to watch my battery use
Right.
and plan, and sometimes I can't do everything I want to do.
Absolutely.
But now, if I get that cord that plugs into the plane, I can just work away. So
Yeah, essentially, that's right.
it will allow
Absolutely.
them to do that kind of work.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
And then also, too, what they're going to do is if that's the case, if that transfer system works, we're going to extend it another 3 days or so.
Oh, great.
And therefore, besides the primary objectives, we're going to have secondary objectives that the astronauts are going to accomplish.
And so if it works, they'll actually do this mission.
Absolutely.
So they already have those. Like, they don't have to guess. They've already up there. If it works,
absolutely,
they're about their business.
And don't forget, Barbara Morgan, the first teacher in space, is going to be up there, and she's going to be doing a number of educational activities, especially with the students in Idaho, where she taught for a number of years.
So is she going to like talk to them over the phone, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, she's going to talk straight from space, right into the students' classroom.
Like a video conference.
Absolutely.
Live.
Absolutely. It's going to be cool for the students.
Yeah, and hopefully she won't give them too much homework because it's still summertime.
Yeah, well, that's exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I tell you what, we need to get ready for the launch.
That's right.
I got to digest the shuttle dogs, and then we've only got T-minus 27 and 5 seconds. So you're here with NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA.
Okay, I got to get going.
Okay.
Let's go. I see him. You can see him.
Yeah.
Oh.
0 and liftoff of Space Shuttle Endeavour. Expanding.
Oh man, look
Good
at that.
grief! Look how bright that is.
Oh, that is awesome. Feel that. Taking the RV. Another minute, the SRBs will separate. That's incredible. That is incredible. Nope, good. Gone through the maximum dynamic pressure.
Endeavour flying straight as an arrow, 1 minute 55 seconds into the flight, standing by for solid rocket booster separation.
We're here with NASA Edge at T+20 2018 into an amazing mission with the Endeavour. I tell you,
I'm speechless too. I mean, our RV was rocking so much when that shuttle was taking off. It was incredible.
And it was so bright. It just blew me away.
I just gotta say, if you ever get a chance to see a shuttle launch for about 13...
Plan a trip.
Yeah, plan a trip, come on down to Kennedy, check it out, be on the side of the road. It's unbelievable.
I tell you what, I've got to go recover, but after that, maybe we can answer some more questions about the space shuttle and this mission.
We got viewer mail.
Yeah, viewer mail.
Okay,
we'll do that. This is NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA.
Stand by. We're rolling in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, welcome back to NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA.
Hey, we're back here in the NASA studio. We haven't been here in a while.
No,
it feels good, doesn't it?
It's actually great to be back. Sure is.
Hey, what a great mission for STS-118. We're going to talk about that later with our subject matter expert, Robbie Kearns.
And we're also going to provide some viewer questions from our Facebook friends during that time.
Absolutely, and Robbie will be here to answer those questions as well. But first, I think we have a special guest on the line.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, that's Kayla LaFrance. She's the actual official #1 NASA fan.
Well, does Ron have her on the line?
Kayla, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, this is Blair Allen from NASA Edge.
Nice to meet you.
How are things going, Kayla?
Going great. How are things going for you?
Not too bad. You know, it's tough working back in the studio, working with the co-host, but we're managing, but we're doing pretty well. Thank you.
But we do have some questions for you. I do in particular. How did this whole thing work? How did you become the official #1 fan of NASA?
I just made like a 30-second video that highlighted just things that I've done throughout, like going to space camps and stuff, that just showed how much I really love NASA, space, and astronomy. And I submitted it, and there was an online vote on the NASA website, and I guess I got the most votes because I won.
Well, that's awesome. And so you when you became the #1 fan, they told you could go to the next shuttle launch, or how did you work that out?
As the winner, I got to go to a space shuttle launch, and the first launch was actually going to be right during finals. And so they said I could just pick a launch that would work with my school schedule. And so STS-118 ended up being the one I picked.
So what was the coolest part of your, I mean, obviously the shuttle launch is cool, but you probably did a lot of different things. What was the coolest part of your experience down there at NASA Kennedy?
As in the space shuttle launch, I'd have to say going into the OPS, or the Orbiting Processing Facility, and getting to go into the Discovery Bay and being underneath the space shuttle Discovery.
What do you want to do after you get out of college?
Please not an astronaut. Please not an astronaut.
Of course, I would love to be an astronaut, but my ultimate goal would be to work with Mars technology for Mars exploration.
Hey, Kayla, if it's okay, we'd like to keep in touch with you throughout the school year, see how well you're doing.
That'd be great.
Well, I'll tell you what to do. We'll take a break. We'll stay offline and continue to talk with Kayla.
Okay.
And then when we come back, I think Robbie's waiting for us, and we're going to answer some questions from the viewers.
That's right.
And talk about the shuttle mission.
He's actually here, IS.
IS. What's that?
In studio.
You're watching NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA.
We'll be right back.
In studio. He'll be in studio. It'll be bad fun.
Hey, welcome back to NASA Edge. We have a wonderful person right here next to us, Robbie Kearns, who is the project manager for Shuttle here at NASA Langley Research Center.
Yes, and is it all right if I call you Robbie?
You can call me sir.
Oh, perfect.
Great. Yeah, that's perfect.
Well, Robbie, we have a number of questions from our fans. These are questions that aren't just your typical questions that you find in FAQ or frequently asked questions.
Yeah, I got that.
We have 7 questions, wonderful questions.
From our Facebook friends and MySpace friends.
And from our NASA Edge email address. Well, let's start off with the first question from Sarah in Florida. In what order and how does the shuttle get stacked?
The stack, as she refers to, is actually a combination of the solid rocket boosters, the external tank, which is the big fuel tank, and the orbiter itself. And the stacking process actually begins with a mobile launching platform that they put inside the vehicle assembly building. Then they take the individual segments of the solid rocket boosters and ship them from the manufacturing plant in Utah, and ship them to the Cape, and then they store them there. Then they take the external tank, which is made in a plant in Louisiana, and ship it by barge. Then the orbiter itself is stored at Kennedy in the vehicle processing building. Once all the components are there at KSC, then they begin the stack-up process. They take the individual segments of each of the boosters and they start mounting them on the the mobile launch platform. Then once the solid rocket boosters are put together and assembled, then they take the external tank and bring that in and bolt that to the solid rocket booster. Then they bring the orbiter in, and so when everything is all bolted together, then it's ready for the 3-mile journey out to the launch pad.
That's all done by a crane?
There's a huge crane inside the vehicle assembly building that's responsible for lifting these critical items.
Let's go to question number 2. It's from Chelsea in Huntsville, Alabama. Of course, Marshall Space Flight Center is right there. Okay, so her question is, how does NASA plan to get to the ISS, or the International Space Station, after the shuttle retires?
Once the shuttle retires in 2010, then we'll simply rely on the Russian spacecraft, which is a Soyuz, which has been flying to the space station for years anyway.
So like, are the controls on the opposite side in the Russian craft?
They fly on the right-hand side of space. Right. Okay. There's always the chance that other international partners will have spacecraft as well that can dock at the station.
Oh, wonderful. So when the new vehicle is ready to go and comes online, around 2014, 2015, we'll rely on the Russian space.
Right, then the Orion spacecraft will be able to carry it.
Come online. But I hope that doesn't interfere with your Medianaut application, because what's happening, Robbie, is he's trying to become the first Medianaut to go to the moon. I mean,
he's got half of it down. He's got the nut part.
No, not.
Oh, not. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
Okay. Question number 3. This is from Hannah Sue, who lives in Ark City, Kansas. What does NASA plan to do with the orbiters after the space shuttle program is retired in 2010?
Excellent question.
Wow, there's a lot of people that would like to know the answer to that question.
eBay.
eBay may be a very well happen. The real answer is right now, I don't think anybody actually knows.
What they could do is, since there are, for example, the heat tiles, there are over 24,000 heat tiles per shuttle, and we have 3 shuttles, You could use some of those for education purposes, sending them out to schools to use in science classes. I mean, there's
Sure.
a lot of different parts in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still
They use them for trainers or simulators.
Use as a hotel, but in the cargo bay.
But you know,
as
as
space
the
camp edition.
That's right.
as the largest space transportation system vehicle that's ever been built, I'd be willing to bet one of them at least will wind up in the Smithsonian. Maybe we can get it here at Langley. Wouldn't that be cool?
Right in the studio.
I like it.
Right off the studio, we go right out and we get right in the cargo
Put the
bay.
studio in the cargo bay.
I like the way he thinks. Although
Well, as an outsider, do you think you have enough pull to get a shuttle here?
yes.
Do you? All right.
Write to your congressman.
That'll be the only avenue I'll have.
Well, we have actually this question is from our NASA Edge from the website.
Yep.
Okay, here's his question. The shuttle uses a system of tiles to protect its underside during re-entry, and we talked about that. Why not cover the bottom of the shuttle with a thick, smooth surface of strong material instead? Or why not coat the bottom of the shuttle with a superficial, disposable material that wears away during re-entry, sort of like an ablator?
A what?
You just answered the question. The material that he's actually defining is called an ablator. It's a type of material that actually burns away during re-entry. But it has disadvantages for shuttle use, which is why it's not used on the shuttle. Those being that the material, number one, is a lot denser than the tiles that they use, therefore it's a lot heavier.
Okay.
And the surface roughness of the ablator is not smooth enough to meet the shuttle criteria.
Okay, gotcha.
Where the tiles actually produce a really smooth flow surface.
Okay. We have another question here from Vincent in Murraysville, Pennsylvania.
Great question here.
How are crew selections made for shuttle missions?
Draft.
That's the Army.
NFL draft. No, I mean it's
okay.
it's like an all-star. Is that right, sir?
No.
Oh.
But it's close though. It's close. It's close. Crew members are actually selected out of the crew vehicle out of the crew office.
Okay.
That resides at Johnson Space Center.
Okay.
And the crew office, of course, is made up of people who have gone through extensive training to become astronauts.
Right.
They have various backgrounds. Some are pilots. Some are scientists. Some are engineers. Those folks are usually called mission specialists.
Right.
And the actual crew selection for specific missions is based on several things. It's based on people's backgrounds, what the requirements of the mission are.
Right.
So they try and match up the people's skills with the mission requirements.
Okay. Well, Robbie, we have one more question.
Okay.
This is from Stephen in Shreveport, Louisiana. This is a good question. How is landing the shuttle different than landing a commercial jet?
Wow. Well, I've never really landed either one of them, but
so much for the SME.
Yeah.
so much. Well, now I did stay at a Holiday Inn once, so I think I can get most of this one right.
Oh, there you go.
I think really the biggest difference is the fact that the shuttle is unpowered when it comes into the land.
It's a glider.
It's a glider, right? It's a brick with wings.
Yeah.
Actually, is what it is. It apparently handles very similar to a large commercial aircraft. But you only get one shot.
That's true. That's
So,
right.
There's no fly around.
Absolutely.
So something something goes wrong during the first try, then that's all you get.
Well, I think we've come to a close on this show. Robbie, I want to thank you very much for being here in the studio today.
Enjoyed it.
You're watching NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA. And even though we have a great guest, don't get used to it because I'll be back in this position for the next show. Although we would like to have you on again.
I'd love to come back.
For sure.
Thanks.
So we'll see you next time.
Hey, have a great day.
Thanks.